goodness! Handsy, though. You probably don't recognize me because of the red eye.
The Type 1924 is a big torpedo boat that Gaijin thinks is a destroyer for some reason. There are two variants in War Thunder, the Type 1924 Leopard in the tech tree, and the Type 1924 Jaguar from Operation Frost. They're both very similar, sporting slightly different armaments, but otherwise being identical, other than the gorgeous red turret deforming camo of the Jaguar. The Type 1924 Leopard comes with three 127mm cannons and two 20mm cannons. While this may sound weak compared to later destroyers, it's a surprisingly good armament for ones of the same BR. The main guns only have 100 shots each, meaning you can only fire for about 7 minutes before running out. The main weakness of the Leopard is the anti-air armament, however, the sister ship improves upon this. The Type 1924 Jaguar has three 105mm cannons and four 20mm cannons. It's notable that the Type 1939 T-22 has 4 of these guns at the same BR, however it isn't able to fire any of them directly forward. These guns have 25% less explosive filler than the 127s, but a roughly 20% faster fire rate, resulting in a slightly lower damage per second, but being able to hit more vulnerable targets like turrets or torpedo launchers. The higher fire rate also means you run out of ammo sooner. This ship only has 5.5 minutes of ammo before running out of shells for a gun, meaning that you should avoid shooting and save ammo if you're out of a range you can consistently hit at. The 4 20mm guns are a lot better against aircraft, however the placement of one of them does greatly lower the firing arc of the middle 105mm cannon. On both, I'd recommend primarily the stock HE for the main guns and HET shells for the 20mm guns. Both get access to a base fuse HE and timed fuse shell. The base fuse HE on the 127 removes 30% of the explosive filler, so I can't recommend it. On the 105mm, both the HE and base fuse HE have the same amount of explosive filler and perform roughly the same. The HEDF shell is rather inaccurate due to being timed, so don't expect the amazing performance of American VT shells. Because of the low ammo count, I'd recommend bringing all stock HE on the 127 or all stock HE or base fuse ammo on the 105. The timed fuse ammo generally isn't very effective, and with how often the Type 1924 runs out of ammo, it would be better to have the HE shells anyway. Both ships have the same torpedo load, 6 torpedoes split into 2 triple launchers. These are alright as far as torpedoes go and serve as a good close-range kill confirm. You can also drop them into a corridor and hope that the snail will bless you with a kill. Both Type 1924s have the same crew and armor, even if the Leopard stat card leaves off some of the stats for some reason. Sadly, it isn't great. 120 crew is the lowest of any destroyer in the game, and even leaves it beaten by some non-destroyers like the Kanonenboot K2 or Sonyen. For some reason, it's surprisingly good at tanking torpedoes, though maybe I was just lucky. The mobility of the Type 1924 is quite good. While both share an alright top speed of 63 km per hour, it's the turning ability of the Type 1924 that stands out. It can turn back and forth quickly and can actually be used to dodge incoming rounds quite easily. This is particularly effective on the Leopard, as the front and middle 127s can fire forward while snaking to avoid rounds. The back 20mm on the Jaguar means you can only fire the front gun forward, making this strategy less effective. Against destroyers of the same battle rating, use the snaking method to get in close without taking much damage and then get all the guns on target and beat them down with the superior firepower. Higher battle rating ships pose more of a threat, but the best option is still to dodge until reaching close range. Once you get in close, a healthy dose of torpedoes will humble even the stronger 4.7 destroyers. These are the first ships that I can't recommend for enduring confrontation. A majority of ships in EC will be 4.3s, meaning the Leopard and Jaguar are simply outclassed. A 4.3 destroyer like the Type 1936B is simply a much better ship. For the Leopard, I'd recommend the following modification order: toolset, fire protection system, rudder replacement, auxiliary armament targeting, shrapnel protection, propeller replacement, primary armament targeting, and engine maintenance. As a premium, the Jaguar comes with all modifications unlocked. The most important crew skills for both are leadership, crew interchangeability, and main caliber reload speed. As of now, the Type 1924 has 17 Gaijin coins on the market, though the deforming camo with the red turrets was only available from the Operation Frost event itself. As a premium vehicle, it makes a good grinder, and for someone wanting to reach destroyers without playing through the smaller ships before them, it's a compelling option. Now that you know how to use the Type 1924s, get out there and prove that size doesn't always matter. Thanks for watching. I'm going to keep working away at the reviews, but the slow naval grind is keeping me from reaching some of the cruisers I'd like to check out and potentially review. I'll get to them when I can, but for now I might be covering some lower tier ships as I wait to get some of the bigger, more interesting ones.